Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to speak to Senate Resolution 91, if I may.
Senator, has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the body. I always remember my first day in here. Special election, got sworn in on the floor by Madam Clerk, looked up and around the chamber, and at the moment where pride was starting to seep in, I remembered my obligation, but my parents had always taught me to be humble. And my mom was holding the family Bible as Madam Clerk read the oath, and for some stupid reason, I looked down at her and I said, "Hey, Mom, aren't you proud? Your son's a state senator now." And she looked up to me, looked right at me, because she hadn't had enough coffee. It was early in the morning, and she said, "Don't mess it up." She didn't use the word mess. And after a slight gasp, as Madam Clerk remembers, everyone in there laughed, including the governor, lieutenant governor, Dick Saslaw, pardon I used your name, the senior senator from Fairfax. But what I remembered, and I carry that with me every day, the words of my mother in my ears, not to mess it up. Never mess it up. Understand the awesome responsibility that comes with the power that's granted because the people of your district have decided that you best represent them and their voice and their mission and what they need and how they want things to be accomplished. The importance of that has never left me. And I know every single one of you felt the same way when you come to the body and still feel the same way. You still look up at the ceiling and you think to yourself, man, what a place. You walk into your office at the Pocahontas building or at the GAB and you go, what can I do today? You get a phone call from someone in your district who has a problem with their unemployment insurance or something. And you say, how can I help them? And there are often times when you then go onto social media and they say, you're a moron. In fact, I was called a yammering, pernicious asshat one time. I had to go look up the word pernicious. I was an English major. I had to look it up. But again, we remember that with that awesome responsibility comes along with attention. And sometimes with that awesome responsibility, that humble part, that humility can go outside the door. Because when you're walking down the hallway, good morning, Senator. Good afternoon, Senator. Let me get the door for you, Senator. Senator, can I do this for you, Senator? Senator. In every arena you go into, every door, Senator. And that can cause you to lose that humble position that you should always hold. And I always like to remind myself that my mother did not name me Senator. She's got a couple other names for me, but we're not going to go over what those are right here. Because it's a job and an honor. And so we must do it honor as well. We must do at all times to be loyal to the people that we serve, honest in our dealings, and always forthright in what we're trying to accomplish. That it's not about us, that it's about the people that we serve. And in the same way, when the senior senator from Chesterfield defeated a long-term Republican, friend of all of ours, we were excited. There's so much promise, so much in front of her, so many things to do, a breath of fresh air. Started out really good. Had some real good, big legislative wins. Coal ash helped her area and the Commonwealth of Virginia retire one of the nastiest problems. Very vocal about it in our caucus. Convinced many of us to come to that side of the argument. Regulatory red tape. Remember that bill? Good stuff. Cut through the red tape regulatory process that our government has that so often keeps citizens from being able to access their government. So much promise. So much hope. But as we all know sometimes that if we do not control ourselves, we are then subject to greed, to ambition, and increase that sense of entitlement. To where you demand to be called senator. Where you have the gall to say to someone who is there protecting your life, do you know who I am? The belief that you could degrade someone who every day holds the decorum and the functionality of this Senate most dear. A mother to us all. How you could believe that you're entitled to a parking spot out front. How you can believe that you're entitled to have the Capitol Police, who are here to protect our buildings and each one of us and everyone that works here, drive you around to any destination that you choose. Restaurant, meeting, cocktail party, and to demand to be picked up with you and your staff. Entitlement. To berate people on Facebook that dare have a differing opinion than you, or their girlfriends, and tell them, you better watch what you say. It's not appropriate for you to be saying bad things about a sitting state senator. Anybody want to read my Facebook page? They say it all the time. It's their right. It's the First Amendment. And I think all of us get very thick skin after time. We sometimes take it personally, but we very much should have thick skin. Something that has not grown on this senator. To lie on the floor of the state of the Senate, to lie on the floor on the Senate of the Senate is beyond reproach. You know, I know everybody at home who watches this and everybody sitting here right now sees us in pitch battles all the time. Constantly. What they don't see is when the TV camera goes off and how we work together to try to find consensus. And sometimes we can't. But we don't go out there and call you a name on social media afterwards. We build relationships, friendships, admiration, respect. One of the best parts of this job is working with all of you, no matter whether you are a Republican or a Democrat living in Northern Virginia or the Southwest of Virginia. No matter what your job is, no matter who you are. And that's the most important thing that gets the good stuff done. That allows, like our people that voted for us to say, you went up there and did what was right for us. Because we were able to tell you what our needs were in a certain region, and you understood. Those relationships were important. And last night, in an act of sympathy, and understand and pray for her family, to ask that this be delayed, and yet, because of a family emergency, and yet to spend so much time on Twitter last night attacking the senator from James City County for no reason, attacking his family. Beyond the pale. Beyond the pale. So, I think I'm used to being called by the senior senator from Chesterfield a weak-kneed Republican. We've all been called weak-kneed Republicans. We've all been called elitists. I don't know how an $18,000 a year job, part-time, that takes up all of your time and actually ekes into your professional life is elitism. But it is to somebody who thinks that they are something more than they are. Go back to those words of being humble. Humility. Something that's missing. Something that's missing here that I think, quite frankly, saddens me. I'm disappointed because so much promise, so much ability has been wasted on ambition and a sense of entitlement. And quite frankly, a lack of accountability, blamelessness. And those that may not sit here every day, may not understand what we're saying, but when we say it in earnest because it's something we don't want to say. It's all about the senior senator from Chesterfield. And it has now turned to be not at all about the people that she serves or hopes to serve in the future. Greed and ambition have taken over. It seems, unfortunately, right now, which is a shame in my opinion, that the truth does not fit her well, while she never lets it get in her way of that ambition or that sense of entitlement. Nothing can be more disappointing. Nothing can be more disappointing. And then to hear, maybe I'm the first to hear this, that when she gets this censure, if you vote for censure, she's going to wear it like a badge of honor. The senator will wear the censure like a badge of honor. Or like a badge of shame. What is really sad and disappointing is that over the course of time, the senator has created an island for herself, not made of plexiglass, but away from each one of us. I'm sad about that. I'm sad for the senator who made that decision. And when I look at this resolution, that's not a badge of honor that I would ever want to have. But when you're not accountable, I guess, anything, the emperor's new clothes becomes a badge of honor. And so I'll close by saying this. I am so very sad about this day. So very sad. I'm so very disappointed in this senator. I never thought we'd have to come to something like this. But I must tell you that upon reflection and a lot of prayer, I can neither support what this resolution seeks to accomplish, but at the same time, I can assure you that I will not reward the senior senator from Chesterfield with a no vote. And as soon as I put this microphone down, Mr. President, I'm walking out of this chamber until we're done. I will not vote no because it's a reward for her bad behavior. And my wife has taught me one thing, is do not reward the children for their bad behavior. I cannot support this resolution, but I understand why you bring it. Thank you, Mr. President.